Anthony Harvey here with a Boardman volleyball player profile. I'm joined by senior Cami Goske. And before we go anywhere, we have to tell people not to adjust their screens. They have not been transported to the 70s. Cami, what's been going on? What's the get up like today?
So we're having Spirit Week this week because our homecoming is Saturday and today is Decades Day. So you can pick any decade and dress whatever you want. So I chose the 70s and I dressed as a hippie. I have this headband here. I braided my hair. I'm wearing all these necklaces, have this tie-dye shirt, this vest, and I was also wearing these glasses, but it's hard to see in them, so I took them off right now.
Why the 70s? What kind of went into that decision?
Um, Honestly, I had this vest. My aunt gave it to me, and I was like, I hope there's like a theme day where I can do like 70s, or else I would never wear it. So I pieced together this outfit. This was also her shirt. Um, I didn't have to buy anything. Like these glasses were from a Halloween costume when I was younger, so I had everything there. So
So you've just been like waiting for Decades Day, and
yes,
it finally came.
yes.
And right in your wheelhouse. I know this whole week has been kind of spirit themed, and every week has been a theme. What's been your favorite theme so far?
Um, that's a hard one. Um, I liked this theme the best probably because we had a like family holiday photo day where you could match with anyone. That one was like fun. Some were good, some were not so good. And I don't even remember what Monday was. Like it felt like so long ago. So today was definitely my favorite day because there's so many different decades. Like there's the 80s, everyone's like in neon, and then there's actually a group of seniors who did the 70s, but 1770s, and they dressed as founding fathers, which is hilarious.
All right, so we go from that into volleyball. Of course, it is your senior season, senior year at Boardman. How much have you been trying to treasure every moment and trying to realize that it's the last go round?
I've been thinking that like every second of every day, like my first volleyball game, I was like, okay, like this is senior year, you have to like really step it up. And every second you're on the court, you just have to never take anything for granted because you never know when the last time you're going to play is. Like, even though you have a schedule and this is your last game, you really never know. There could be injuries, there could be, like something like COVID. So I just really have taken to not take any moment for granted because you never know.
What have been some of those favorite moments you've already gathered this year? I know senior year you can be a little bit more sentimental and remember stuff a little bit better for your own keepsake. So
Yeah.
what's been some of your favorite moments so far this year with the team?
Well, our last game against Mooney, that was definitely like something to remember. I will never forget. We went into 5 sets, and it was the first time this year we actually went into 5 sets. And our team bonding has been like really good. I love like all the little moments we have in the locker room before the games. Like we listen to music, we make TikToks, and it's just so fun. Like I'm always smiling like before the games, and I think just those little moments in the locker room are something I'm never gonna forget.
I mean, let's talk about that Mooney game real quick. You guys are down 2-0, lose the first two sets. What were some of the conversations that you guys had and Coach Birch had in the timeouts and in between sets to really get you guys ready to go and win three in a row?
Um, so after that second set, we were just like we were all kind of like worked up, a little nervous because Mooney's our big rival, and we didn't obviously want to lose in three to them. So we had to step it up. We kind of all like took like deep like yoga breaths. We say Coach Krebs yoga breaths, and we just relaxed, had a fresh new mindset, forgot about everything bad that happened the past two sets, and basically just came out with a fresh mindset, ready to go. We know we wanted to win, so we wanted to show that we wanted to win more than they did.
As a middle blocker on the team, a lot of responsibility goes on you to be the first line of defense and really control the net. How much have you grown in your own skills as a middle blocker over the years?
Well, I think this year has definitely been like my biggest year of blocking, like statistic wise. Um, Ever since I was like when I started playing volleyball in seventh grade, I knew that like I had the height advantage and the length advantage of blocking. But really, last year and this year, during practice, we worked on specific drills like for blocking and hitting, like right at the net. And I think just doing a couple of those, like a couple days for practice really has helped me. Because I even during the game, like if I block it and it like tips and goes out of bounds, I know right away I have to turn my hand to make it like go straight down. And I've been really motivated to get a lot of blocks because I've looked at max preps on like the conference top performers, and I'm the second place for number of blocks in the conference. So I've been really striving to get that first place mark.
You bring up a good point. Back even in middle school, you kind of knew that you were going to be a taller person. And did that ever put any pressure on you in the volleyball world to say, like, I have to be a middle blocker and I have to be good at this because I am tall?
Yeah, it definitely has had a lot of pressure on me. And because obviously I know there's girls taller than me. And I mean, I look at even like the, college athletes, they're, I mean, way over 6 feet tall. But like for my competition, I also know there's going to be girls that are taller than me, that are stronger than me. And back in middle school, I was not the strongest. I mean, I'm still not the strongest, but I definitely have gained more muscle in my arms. So it was just kind of like the aspect of, oh, I'm a little bit like nervous. I'm kind of like stressed out because I definitely know I'm going to be up against girls against the net who they might be the same height as me, but they're a lot stronger and they'll be able to like power over me. So that's kind of just been my motivation.
All right, so outside of height, for the casual volleyball fan, what kind of things did you have to grow to be good at as a blocker? What kind of things did you have to learn, and what kind of things do you think you've really excelled at as far as skill sets in the middle?
For like blocking, you definitely have to like adjust like in the moment is what I would say. Your hands have to be like wide, and sometimes you have to be open more. Like if the hitter you're going against like is really good at getting around you, you have to like be wider and just try to like. It's really hard because everything changes like right in the moment. You go up and it could be right in your hands and you don't have to move. It could be like off to the side a little bit and you have to like adjust your hands, tilt them, and push them more over the net instead of just having them up like with the net. And like hitting wise, it's all about timing because I know I'll get really frustrated if my setter like has this perfect set and I hit it into the net because I messed up my timing. So I definitely like if we do hitting lines in practice, I definitely really concentrate on the timing and like the length of like my steps to get that perfect approach right to the ball.
What's the favorite moment in volleyball? Is it a kill? Is it a block? What's the best feeling that you have in the volleyball world?
Kills and blocks are both like really good feelings, but personally, I like the block better, especially like if it's a really good hitter and it's a hard hit and it just goes right to you and it's a solo block, right to you, you get it right down. That's the best thing ever. I turn around and immediately like throw my hands up and scream at my teammates.
Yeah, volleyball is so energetic. Talk about this team, how much energy they have, and what makes them unique from other teams that you've been on.
Well, I think what makes us unique is this year we have a lot of special like relationships and our team bonding, like I said, is just like through the roof. We know each other really well outside of volleyball. And I think that alone like lets us have more energy than any other team. And on the court, like we know we all want to like play like together. We know we're in this together. So we want to make it a good time for everyone. And I think that just like plays into our energy that we have like confidence and trust for each other. We've gotten better with that. And we had a lot of fun in our last game. So we said, okay, we want to feel like this all the time. So let's just make it even better.
All right, so we know that all the characteristics of a team kind of reflect the coach. So I want to talk about Coach Birch and what she's meant to you and how much she's been able to really let you grow. This is her first year to have someone from freshman to senior year because it's her fourth year as the program.
Yeah.
So what's it been like being under Coach Birch?
I mean, it's been wonderful. She's like a really sweet person, is very kind, and she knows like what she's doing in the volleyball aspect. And I've had her as a teacher before for art, and she's always like been there for me. It's easy to trust her, like outside of volleyball too, like in the classroom. If you're having a struggle, like a problem with an assignment, she'll be there for you right over your shoulder, helping you. She knows all the ins and outs of like the digital art, and I've always looked up to that. And volleyball wise, she's been there for me. Obviously, as a freshman, I was like a little scared to enter like the high school sports realm, but Coach Birch, like she has a friendly face and her personality shines, and it just makes me happy to like be around her. And she's definitely like helped me personally with volleyball too. Like we'll do specific drills in practice that pertain to like things I do like as a hitter, and I can really like look into it and um, like take it in and excel it in the game.
All right, you use sweet and kind to describe her, but I know there has to be some moments in practice that she gets fired up with you guys. What's one thing that you know if you do this or if a teammate does this, it's going to get Coach Birch a little worked up?
I'd say laziness. Like one time we were peppering at the beginning of practice, everyone, and everyone was just kind of like, dilly dallying around like with their pepper, like it wasn't aggressive. And if you shank the ball, like if someone would shank a ball and they walk to get it, like that really like got to her. Like she kind of got at us for that. Like we have to, always be like aggressive and not be lazy. Like you have to, be physically like running around and always trying your best.
Is there one quote or saying that she has said over the years that has really stuck with you guys?
I'm trying to think. She says a lot of like good things, and they all just kind of like they're all floating in my mind. But there's like it's like a variety, so I can't really like pinpoint one exact thing. Um, I feel like she's like good at motivating people, and with that, I feel like there's not always just one thing you can say. I mean, I'm sure there's something, but right now I just can't think of it. But I know there's like so many. Like it's a huge variety of motivation that she's.
What teammate do you think could do the best Coach Birch impression?
Oh boy. I would probably say Gia because honestly, I see like some similarities in Gia and Coach Birch sometimes, and I feel like Gia could get it on.
All right, obviously Coach Birch is a teacher. How nice is it to have a coach that is in school with you, and if you ever have a problem during the day or you like you said you're struggling with an assignment, her door
Mhm.
is always open and you don't have to wait until practice to see her.
Yeah, I mean, it's very convenient to have her in the building, and like if you ever need anything, just go right down to her room. Everyone knows where she is, and you're not really like disrupting anything unless she's talking to the class because most of the time in art class you're sitting at the computer like doing like personal work yourself. So the teacher like has time, which is nice that Coach Burke is an art teacher because you'll have more time like with people like outside like the volleyball girls if they ever need anything. Like she'll be available.
How artistic of a person are you? Do you like art or is it something that you're passionate about?
Yeah, I honestly really like art. I like the digital art world and not like drawing and sculpting. And actually, last year, I'm unfortunately not in an art class this year because my schedule was too full. But last year, I was in graphics and I actually won multiple like awards. I won the second place Scholastic Art Award for this digital design I made of Chase Claypool. And some of my work was in like the art show we have here, and I also won like a contest for like the state of Ohio was like a non-violence thing. I had to like make a quote and just kind of like add graphic design in the back. So I really enjoy art. I've always been kind of artsy, but again on the digital hand.
Your schedule is full, like you said. So, what is your schedule look like this senior year? I know a lot of people like to take it easy their senior year. They've already had their stuff taken care of. Obviously, not the case for you. What kind of classes are you taking this year?
Well, I have a few like easier classes, but I didn't want to go like too easy on myself because I always like I'm up for a challenge. So I'm in astronomy, which is like an easier class, kind of like more laid back, but it's also interesting because I'm interested in the stars. So I have that, and then I have AP Literature, which sounds like a hard class, but English is my favorite subject, so I'm really like focused in there. I love to write poems, essays. I know it sounds crazy, but I love to write. Um, and then I have Spanish 4, I was debating on taking that this year, but it's our teacher's last year. She's going to retire after this year. So I wanted to be there because she's a fun person to be around. Miss Schobel, she's great at what she does. That class is kind of challenging, but I've always been like decent at Spanish, so it's not a huge struggle. And then I have sociology, and that class is really fun. It's a discussion-based class. You basically just talk about any issues in society. Like it's just you have to like be in the classroom to really experience that. And then I have AP psychology, and I was gonna take normal psychology, but I want to major in early childhood education. So I feel like taking like the AP Psych class could help me, know how like, the brain works, especially for students and, younger kids. I feel like that would really help me for my future. So that's why I took that class. And then I have calculus. And I really hate math, but I didn't want to drop down because, like I said, I want to give myself a challenge. And I feel like if I really study and focus, it won't be so bad.
As soon as you said English, I was gonna be like, I bet she doesn't like math because there are not a lot of people that are good at both.
Yeah.
But back to English, you said you like to write. What's your favorite thing to write? Is it fiction? Do you like to write creative writing? Do you like to write poetry? Do you like to write those research papers? What's your favorite thing to kind of put in your brain and write down on paper?
I really like creative writing because you don't have a specific prompt and it's easy when you can write about anything you want. Like sometimes if you have to do like a research assignment, you're not really like writing about what you want to write about. But I really like poetry. Like I just submitted an assignment last night. We had to write an elegy, and it's similar to poetry, but you needed like all these specific like literary devices. But it honestly wasn't a struggle for me because I'm good at like rhyming the lines of my poem. So I read it over and over again. And I'm like, okay, this sounds really good. So definitely like poems and creative writing is my favorite.
If you had to write a story about one of your teammates, who do you think would be the easiest person to write about? Like you know them the best, and you'd be able to write a 5-page hard-hitting report on them.
I'd say Cindy Yager. It's easy. I mean, she has like every aspect. She's super smart. She always knows like what's going on like with our friends and like the drama. Like she's the one like that knows it all. So and I feel like it'd be like just really easy to write about her because she has an outstanding personality. I can go on and on about her.
And I know English classes, you have to read a lot of literature, and whether it be books or the classic poetry, Shakespeare, stuff like that. What has been your favorite thing in the English classes in your career that you guys have been assigned to read?
It was last year in AP English. We read The Great Gatsby. And at first I was like, I feel like I don't know if I'm gonna like this. But then we did like some things about like what the book is about and we watched the movie too. I ended up loving it. Like I would sit there and watch it. Like I was so sad that we had to move on to another book. I like felt attached to it.
Who has been the best teacher that you've had in your career? I'm putting you on your spot. If you had
Oh,
to pick one teacher that has meant the most to you, what teacher would you pick?
I would pick Mrs. Safaric. She was my freshman year English teacher, and she was also my basketball coach in 8th grade. I actually asked her to write my college recommendation letter because, I mean, ever since 8th grade, I loved her as a coach. She's just really easy to connect to, and she has a fun personality. She shares like similar aspects, like and things that I like. We share those, and as a teacher, she was really understanding, like kind of similar to Coach Birch. Like if you had problems, she was right there for you. Like kind of like an easy shoulder to lean on. I mean, she's just wonderful. She's kind of been like my motivation and the person I look up to most because I want to be a teacher when I'm older. And she's involved in the sports world and she has like young kids. And I just really looked up to her and kind of like want to live her lifestyle.
All right, Cami, before I let you go, I want to give you the chance to shout out your support system and all the people that have been there for you throughout the years.
Definitely all my family members, my parents, my brother, my grandparents, my boyfriend, my coaches, Coach Danello too, Coach Steve, not just volleyball coaches, all my coaches, basketball, softball, those are the people that I look up to. They're just my role models, and they motivate me to never quit.
All right, Cami, thank you so much for taking the time to join us today in the middle of your school day. We appreciate the time. We love the get up. Go be a hippie for the rest of the day, and we'll see you again real soon.